Welcome to Redlight Renegades. I'm Bard, and this is a new show that we're going to be testing the waters on, where I discuss not safe for work and porn creators. Be it like today and talking about one of my favorite artists, or next week where I'll be talking about a camgirl and overall amazing gal. So please, the greater number of views, the more of these that'll come out to help both ourselves and the creators we talk about. Yes, Criff and I will still be teaming up to cover all of our other main shows, like Renegade Talks or reviews of movies and games, as well as going in dry over on our Patreon. So if you don't dig me being me by myself, then don't worry, the main shows will still be up and awesome as always. So, what's my first creator corner gonna be on? Well, you at home know since you can see the title, so let's skip the formalities and dive right into talking about Jay Naylor. And yes, I'm going to fanboy. So where do I even begin? So I stumbled upon a comic around 2008 called The Fall of Little Red Riding Hood, and I was hooked. The art was erotic without just flashing body parts. It was bestial without being disturbingly so, but ultimately it was the story that got me. It was this fantastic look at the carnal, fall of Little Red Riding Hood that has a couple sequels now and a length that we can definitely turn it into a review on our main channel eventually. And it's also become one of my go-to comics for many different things. It's even worked its way as references into my writing before. But that was the first time I ran across his work, and probably ever actually really connected with the smut that I was reading on a, kind of personal level. Then it was Huckleberry Ann, which was definitely more lighthearted, but it did still look fantastic, and the writing was still surprising to me, because most everything I was seeing at the time was quick fap rags, and while you could say that this is definitely where this should fall, both of these had special sparks to them. Of course, since then I learned that The Fall of Little Red was actually a spin-off of Huckleberry Ann, which you can tell with similar art styles and whatnot, but truthfully, there's an even larger reason that Jay Naylor is still one of my favorite creators. Once I put together that Little Red and Huckleberry Ann were written by the same person, I had to look him up, obviously. And that's where I found Better Days. Better Days is a webcomic that personally is just freaking fantastic. Basic premise is showing the life of Fisk and his sister Lucy as they grow up. It has a manga style that does evolve over its relatively long run time, but what made it work for me was that the characters never felt forced. Yes, there have been some reviews I've seen of this series, in looking back for this video, that brings up that they felt that there was a lot of soapboxing on Jay Naylor's personal political viewpoints, and I could understand what they mean. However, mostly to me, none of it ever really felt out of place in the comic. There were certainly some controversial issues talked about, and happened to this family, ranging from incest, attempted rape, and just the sheer fact that Fisk's dad was a soldier killed in Vietnam. It had a depth to it that I really didn't see a lot of webcomics having, especially at that time. And yes, there is a sequel series, Original Life, about the children of Fisk and the woman he ends up with, which I kinda don't want to spoil because there's a whole host of storylines and character development that just needs to be read to be experienced. However, Original Life is definitely more lighthearted, with light bits of drama making it a more broad audience than Better Days, I would say. But there's a big reason that I'm still talking about him instead of just saying, hey, I found this porn guy who does my favorite webcomic. And that's because not only is Better Days that amazing, but the characters he created and shows the life of also star in a hefty amount of his adult catalog. And that is probably what has kept me addicted to Naylor's world a decade or so after I stumbled across it, while trying to find booty to stare at online. The porn, while fantastic in its own right, acts as almost supplemental material rather than the focal point. I mean, obviously, if you're only looking for smut, then it's a very good point to focus on. He draws booties very well. But the fact that the lives of these characters are shown, so when there's a hookup or an affair, there's the uncensored means to see it. But even in that, it's still very much in tune with the characters and grows the overall story being told. Such as Beth's Night In, or what was the one with the bunny in the confessional. Yes, I could easily be overthinking all of what makes his work work. But hey, this is me gushing over creators I like, so bite my tuchus. His work is amazing and awesome, and that's why he's my first choice for Creator Corner. But ultimately, the best way to show your support for such a fantastic creator is on Patreon. And that's where I'm going to end this. Linked in the description is his personal website, jnaylor.com, where you can find the truly epic webcomics Better Days and Original Life. Also down there is his Patreon, which I suggest checking out and supporting him fully. Yes, I know there are other websites to see his work for free. I understand wanting to get it for free, I truly do. But these people are artists, and they do need your support because sites like that don't pay the artists. And the artists need to make money to be able to give equal or better work. And I really do urge you all to actually support these artists. And hey, while you're supporting them, the Patreon for Redlight Renegades is live now too. We don't have any tier reward gating, so even just $1 a month, you get all the exclusives like Going in Dry, which is a riff show, and unedited main channel videos. So you get all the mouth breathing and you-knows I try cutting out of these. So please either comment on the video or give us a tweet on Twitter and let us know what you think of Jay Naylor's art and writing. Think he's too political at times? Or maybe you think Fisk totally should have ended up with Nikki in the end? Comment, tweet, or even email us. They're all right up there on the screen now. Plus, we really need to figure out what to call our fan base. Redlighters seems a bit too charmed, but either way, take care and have a red light day. No, that just sounds bad. I'm outie, peeps.